I'm Abraham Lincoln, but my friends call me Abe. I'm going to tell you a story of when I was the 16th president of this great country, which I helped keep unified, by the way. When I was elected in 1860, the southern states were on the verge of seceding from the United States of America.
Wait, they're not eating the cheese like us.
Sorry, bro, I gotta bounce.
As you can see, we had a big problem on our hands, a very big problem. I first wanted to use a peaceful solution, and I tried to appeal to the rebellious states in my inaugural address. However, in 1862, the southern states had created a Confederate army and attacked Fort Sumter in South Carolina. This was a federal stronghold and the beginning of the Civil War. Once I realized that the United States was at war, I had to defend the North with military force. Then, in 1862, I began drafting my famous Emancipation Proclamation.
Ah! I couldn't draw a proclamation!
Stop! I could have dropped my croissant!
I made the decision to try to end slavery because it became clear that this must be settled to preserve the unity of America. I didn't address this earlier in my presidency because I wanted to be sure to respect my role as president and not overstep my boundaries. Throughout my presidency, I kept America's best interest in mind and remained level-headed despite receiving pressure from all sides of the Civil War. I approached the crisis of the South, seceding first with a peaceful solution, but when the war had begun, I did what was necessary to keep America safe and united.
Lincoln! Lincoln! Why do you keep printing only gold?
It was the Civil War. We had to pay for both sides. It's different from all the other wars. We had no other source of income.
Oh, I guess it makes a wee bit of sense. I'll take it.
Okay, bye.
Abe Lincoln, I love you. Ugh.
Hey boy, I love you.
Now I'm going to talk about another president's story, but this one was very unfortunate. Franklin D. Roosevelt, aka FDR, was the 32nd president and the only president who was in office for 4 terms. He was the reason why America needed the 22nd Amendment to limit every president after him to only 2 terms. He was in office when World War II was taking place, and sadly Pearl Harbor was attacked in 1941. Roosevelt was soon notified and decided to use an executive order to place every American with Japanese heritage in internment camps. These camps held thousands of Americans and were similar to labor camps with horrible conditions. Once the prisoners were freed from these awful camps, they were given a small amount of compensation. This was Roosevelt's reaction to this crisis.
We then asked people what their thoughts were regarding Lincoln and Roosevelt. Excuse me, sir. Who do you think handled the presidency better, Lincoln or Roosevelt?
President Lincoln.
Who do you think handled the presidency better, Lincoln or Roosevelt?
Well, big brain equals big hat, so I'm gonna have to go with Lincoln. Excuse me, ma'am. Who do you think handled the presidency better, Lincoln or Roosevelt?
Lincoln.
Who do you think handled the presidency better, Lincoln or Roosevelt?
President Lincoln. Bigger the hat, bigger the brain. Ah!
Ah! I couldn't draw my proclamation! Cunt.
I was like, wait, they're not eating the cheese like us.